Well, I'm back. This is my second attempt to do a video. Um, Second attempt, but we're gonna try again. Usually, when I get interrupted, it's kind of annoying, but that time it was not annoying. It was a lady that was behind me, and she seen the signs on the back of the truck, and she had stopped to ask me what kind of junk we removed. So that was okay. Those kind of interruptions, I don't mind. Well, a lot of times people might call me, and it'll be for, maybe my son might say, "Hey, can I have some hot dogs or something?" I'm like, dang, that kind of stuff. But, or can I play the new game that I got or something? Sometimes that can be a little annoying. But back to what I was going to talk about before something else happens. I'm in the Ram 2020 Ram right now, and just really feeling some differences between this and the F-150 2018. And I know a lot of people will say, like, well, you're comparing a 2018 to a 2020 Ram. Well, that's pretty spot on. I'm gonna tell you why. The 2020, if I drive past you in the 2020 F-150 and I drive by you in the 2019 F-150 or 2018 F-150, you won't know the difference. They're the same truck. All the powertrains, the motor, the 10-speed, all the motors they put in them, the interiors, they are very, very, very close to being the same truck. So, with that being said, it's a very good comparison. So, what I want to talk about, we're going to talk about the Ram first. The Ram positives. The interior is superior to the F-150. It's not even close. I mean, I don't even know where to start. I mean, all the way down to, the push button start. Like I said, the Ram is a big horn equipment 2 package. It's got the night edition. The F-150 is a XLT 302, I think it is, Sport. So they're very, very comparison. They're the ones right under the next one up that's going to have the leather. You know what I mean? My overall thoughts about the F-150, but the Ram is it's a superior riding truck. It rides really good, and I would say a lot better than the Ford does. But out of all the trucks I've ever driven in my life, I would definitely have to give Ford second place because their trucks ride really good too. So those are just some of the things. I mean, this truck, as far as like the motors, this has the Hemi in it, the 5.7, 395 horsepower, 400 pounds-feet of torque, 410 pounds-feet of torque, and I think it also has the 321. This guy's in a hurry. Also has a 321 rear end. The F-150 has the 2.7, 325 horsepower, 400 pounds-feet of torque, and it has a 355 rear end. So, closest apples to apples you can get. But like I said, this truck rides a lot better. The interior is better. Other positive, the quality in the backup camera. Also, this is the Uconnect system is superior, I'll say, to the Ford Sync 3, I think it is on that truck. Just superior, man. Even things like I could place my phone like down here, stuff like that. The way this slides in and out, it's a little dirty, I'm sorry, but I mean, so many cup holders in here, the back seat is is maybe not a lot bigger than the Ford, but it's definitely bigger. You can definitely notice it. And just overall, so they really put thought into the interior. You know, this is not even a high trim level. This is a lower trim level. This is not even nothing fancy. You know what I mean? This is not a 12-inch screen. It's just an 8-inch and something screen. So where they got everything placed at, I mean, it's just you know, really thought out interior. And there's more stuff, but I'm not gonna bore you guys with everything. You know, just the power folding mirrors, which we know Ford has that too, but mine doesn't. And mine is the 302 package XLT, so it's the better of the two. But some of the negatives about the Ram versus the Ford, that the Ford has the edge, and that is the Ram. And it took me a while to notice this, but the Ram, I used to think that the Ram was bigger on the inside than the Ford by a little bit. But now what I'm understanding is that the Ford is bigger in the front seat than the Ram. And if you go from one to the other, you drive one for a while, you know, you go to the other one, there's a big noticeable difference. I didn't notice this at all, and I just didn't. But the Ram has a bigger back seat. The back seat in the Ram is definitely bigger for sure. Without any question, it's bigger. Like, not by a crazy amount, but it's definitely noticeable. You can notice that it's bigger for sure. So what I've noticed is, another thing I've noticed is that the Ram, when you get in the door, if you have wide shoulders, I'm a big dude. If you're, you know, a big guy or tall, if you got big shoulders, getting in the door on the Ram is a little tighter. And the Ford, when you get in the door, it feels like the door is wider. It's like it's much easier to get in. Kind of like if you get in a 2-door car versus a 4-door car. If anybody notices, if you're big and tall, getting in a 4-door is harder than getting in a 2-door. Doesn't sound right, but it is, because the door is bigger. You know. So I noticed that about the Ford over the Ram, getting into the truck. Also, pedal placement. If you're tall, it feels like I'm closer to the pedal in the front seat. Well, obviously, that's the only place you're supposed to be, is the front seat if you're feeling the pedal, not the back seat. But the Ford the pedal seems to be further away, which is okay for me because I'm 6'3", you know, 6'4", 6'3", whatever. I'm around there somewhere. So I feel like my leg has more room to extend a little further than being, you know, tight. Obviously, you guys know I'm an amputee, so I drive with my other foot. So that's a pretty, you know, different scenario, I guess. But still, I noticed that it's just more room and more length. So I truly think the inside of these trucks are probably the same, you know, are very close. But I think Ford spent more time on the front seat, and I think Ram spent more time on making the back seat bigger. So those are some of the other. Also, we'll talk about like driving. One thing I like, I'm going back to positives for the Ram. I'm kind of bouncing back and forth. The Ram's transmission is superior, like by far. Their transmission is superior by far. It shifts. It's only an 8-speed. It's not a 10-speed, but it shifts so much smoother. The 10-speed, I would personally say that's in the Ford, which is a I think General Motors and Ford made that transmission from what I've heard. It's like a great transmission, but at the same time, it's real clunky. Like you can feel it. Like you can feel it more. It's not as smooth, and at times it is, but at times it's not. So I would say the transmission in the Ram, and it's only an 8-speed, but it is superior also. The Ford, to me, if I had to, like I said, when it comes to the motor, the 2.7 versus this is the big one. I know a lot of people might agree or not. They might disagree. But the Ford 2.7 and the Ram's 5.7, man, it's a really different driving experience, let me tell you, between those two motors. And I mean, I could do a whole video just on that, and let me tell you, and I might do that one day, just talking about the breakdown of the motor. And I think they're both really good motors. First of all, that's what I want to say. The Hemi, I mean, this speaks for itself. I mean, it's good power. There's no turbo lag, obviously. You know what I mean? It gives you the power right when you need it. It's literally does everything you need it to do. Another thing I think that people don't notice about the Hemi, the thing that people don't notice about the Hemi that's so good, that's so much better than the Ford's 2.7, 3.5, or even the 5.0, is when you're pulling a trailer and you want it to, that motor will help you slow down. That 2.7, it doesn't help at all. It's almost like everything is on the brakes. So it's great at slowing down a heavy load. And I don't mean nothing that's not overloaded heavy. I mean, 7, 8, 6,000 pound stuff you're supposed to be actually pulling with a 1500. But man, let me tell you, the motor is amazing. The 2.7, I feel that it is, as far as like speed, they definitely have different kind of speeds. The 2.7 is very quick. It's a very, very powerful little motor. It really is. Quick motor. The Rams kind of comes on a little later, still comes on fast, but once those turbos get in there, and that 2.7 is quick. I've raced them both when I was in Mexico. The Ram caught up to the 2.7 later. The 2.7 is a little quicker, 0 to 60. Not by much though, but it is. The Ram, if you keep them, you just keep pushing them, the Hemi will come catch it all day though. But neither nor there. The 2.7 is a little bit better on gas. That would probably be my biggest disappointment about the Ford, is the 2.7 is not as good on gas as they claim. It's not much better than the Hemi, I'm gonna be honest with you. Me driving both of these trucks, I drove this truck for a year, and that truck I drove for, it's been about almost 2 months. So I know the difference, and there's about a 2 mile difference. I would say 2 mile difference. That's what I would say. Maybe 3 if you're on the highway, and that also depends on how fast you're going, Also, if you're pulling a trailer with the 2.7, it's worse on gas than what the Hemi is. The Hemi pulls better when it comes to, I think it pulls the trailer better all the way around, to be honest. It just does. Which, it's supposed to. The motor's twice the size, But don't get me wrong, the 2.7, it will pull whatever you put back there, and it will pull it fast too. It's just the Hemi seems like it's more natural at pulling that kind of weight. The gas mileage doesn't really dip real bad, and it can stop the weight really well. But don't think the 2.7 isn't pulling whatever you put behind it, because man, it's crazy powerful. I think they're lying about the horsepower. I think it's more than that. It's insane for its size. So, two amazing trucks though. I still think in America they make the best trucks in the world. I think Ram and Ford they do, in my opinion. But would I buy another Ram or Ford? Um, I don't know. I don't know. I have to see what the future holds. But which one do I like the most? That's an extremely hard question. But if I had to lean, I'm gonna be honest. If I had to lean toward one, it would probably be the Ford. If I had to just a little bit, and that's because of the gas mileage is a little bit better, and also it's a little bit more comfortable when you're inside. The Ram rides better on bumps, but the Ford is more comfortable sitting inside. It just is. The seats are more comfortable, and the door is very big, so you can easily get in and out. Your shoulders aren't brushing. Hey, look at that TRX right there. So that's it. A long video. Sorry if I bored you guys, but I think both of them are amazing. They make amazing trucks. I love both of them. This actually right now, my girlfriend, she drives it. I don't even drive it no more. She drives it all the time. I never drive this truck, so I'm kind of happy to get to drive it. She's asleep right now. She worked the devil. So I'm gonna go back. See y'all in the video in the Ford later, and I'll give you some more different things that I like about it and just stuff that I figure out as I go. There's definitely more, but everybody have a wonderful day. Thanks for watching the video.